What's happening? I'm Iron Man from the music group theLottory, Showtime Records. You know who I am and you know what I does. I represent them Los Angeles Lakers for life. Hence the banner to my side. All those Dallas Maverick fans out there, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but man, this season is starting to look like something very familiar to me. The last year of Kobe Bryant for the Lakers. That's what this is looking like. This is like a farewell tour for, Mark Cuban and Don Nelson, they're okay. They're just, whatever happens during the season is just whatever happens. But they're not really pressing for, to make the playoffs or win a championship. Just Luka Doncic just happens to be way better than they could have ever imagined very early. So they're winning more games than I guess they thought they would this year. So people are like, oh man, they could make the playoffs and all that other stuff. So people are expecting them to try hard and to it just looks like we're gonna celebrate Dirk this entire season, and hey man, our draft pick is top 5 protected. We thought that we might be able to get a top 5 pick. That's why we traded it to Atlanta. But Luka Doncic has been way better than advertised, so we're probably not gonna get in the top 5. We're gonna lose our draft pick, so there's no real reason to tank. There's no way they're going to be in the bottom 5 of I looked at the next 25 games. There's just no way. I expect them to win about 11 to 12 at least of these next 25 games, at the end of the season. So, they can't tank. They're going to lose a draft pick. So what's the point of losing? Try to win, go into the playoffs. If you're not going to do that, at least evaluate the guys that you have. It doesn't make it. Someone needs to do something about Rick Carlisle. I don't like people getting fired. I'm not for that. But unless, he knows something that I don't know. Maybe, Mark Cuban is like, hey man, just, celebrate Dirk, and, we don't want to really get to the playoffs. I don't know what they're doing. It's just no rhyme or reason. I said in the last video, I said, man, the problem that they're having is rotation. You got to be comfortable with the players around you, when you're coming in, when you're coming out, what shots you're supposed to get, when you're going to take. You can't. They tell you to play the Miami Heat, and this was just a terrible game all around, and it started with the head coach. Shout out to Salah Mejri, came back, they re-signed him. We need a little help up front, and that's okay. If you wanted him to be the DeAndre Jordan role, you needed to play him like DeAndre Jordan and play him like 29, 30 minutes a game. Let him start, and then that way Claybrook can go back to that power forward position and everything can be good to go. And with that, the way that y'all were playing and winning with that, y'all had Luka at starting at point guard, but then you didn't have DeAndre Jordan play like 8 minutes and that was it. They messed up the starting lineup again, put Jalen Brunson down to the bench. this guy can't get settled in. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. I know it's not working. I know that doesn't work. It's just like moving the furniture around in your room. And you can move it around and you know where you put it. But when you go to sleep and you wake up, you got to use the bathroom. You're going to stub your toe against the dresser, against the cabinet, against the coffee table, or whatever it is, because you're just not used to it. Even though you actually moved the stuff, you set it there, you saw it before you went to sleep, you knew where everything was, but you're just not used to it. It takes time. It takes time. You can't get used to your teammates and the style of play when you're coming in. You can't get warmed up. I don't know. It was a horrible game, horrific game, except for Tim Hardaway Jr. Tim Hardaway Jr. had an excellent game. Oh man, good pickup. I said they should have got him a long time ago, but they did that. He's working out fine. He's having some ups and downs. He's starting to get more comfortable as you go along. So I think we're going to see some great things from him in the future. But besides him, Dirk came in and he had a couple of shots, and then they were like, oh, okay, let's just keep feeding him and going to him. No, man, no. 10 minutes, stick to the system. I don't care if you're on fire. I don't care if you're sucking, stick to the system. When you're supposed to come in, come in. When you're supposed to go out, go out. I know it, the layman's term, the fans, they're like, oh, he's on fire, 5 shots in a row. Don't take him out, don't take him out. That's just how it goes. I mean, you may have an outburst like that. As long as you're taking the same shots that you normally would every other game, you should get the same results. Just because you're on fire right now doesn't mean you change up your schedule. That changes up the schedule of the person behind you, so it affects everybody. Just stick to the system. That's why you develop the system, because it works the majority of the time. But so, they kept him in long. He played like 17 minutes. What? Why is Dirk Nowitzki playing like 17 minutes? He shot like 34%. 34%. You're trying to have this farewell between him and Dwyane Wade. Are y'all trying to win? Are y'all trying to win? Are y'all trying to have a farewell season? Oh man, I was very irritated with that damn game. It's just, like you go before the All-Star break. Listen, man, you gotta win you gotta devise a culture, and you gotta implant it. And especially those new guys, especially like Luka Doncic. You got this guy, he's frustrated because he doesn't know about the lineups and the rotations, whether we're trying to win or not. You don't want to get this guy angry and upset. What if he just goes back to Real Madrid? Who knows what this guy might do? Listen, man, you gotta devise a culture, and you gotta implant it in the heads of all the players and all the coaches and everyone, all the staff, all around. And it starts now. You can't wait until you get Porzingis back, and hopefully re-sign him, during the summer, even though you haven't really seen him play in a full actual NBA game. He'll sign him to like $135 million contract, but you haven't even really seen him play. Listen, man, listen, and then we're going, oh yeah, after that, then we're going to try to get some big name free agents, that $30 million that we have in cap space, and yeah, we're going to put it all together, we're going to win a championship next season. Come on, man, it doesn't work like that. You can't just throw together a championship. It's not a recipe and just throw it in there like, yeah. The part of that recipe, actually it is, part of that recipe includes having time to gel and get continuity. That's what's so great about the teams that win on a consistent basis. They're consistent. They're consistent. Consistent coaching, consistent rotations and players, and consistent style of play. And they just don't have that right now. It doesn't look like they're trying to start. But Trey Burke played like 6 minutes. What the? I don't understand. He was starting to come on. They were like, oh, that's enough for you. Let's bring Jalen Brunson back down. And they're still playing Devin Harris. Oh, man, he got like 14 minutes or something. Like, man, come. Oh, man, listen. I almost forgot. What really pissed me off was in the fourth quarter, Rick Carlisle had thrown in the towel. He'd given up on the game, took out all the starters. Ryan Brokoff and Trey Burke finally came in. They got some minutes. They turned up the defensive pressure, and they started to come back. I got excited, like we might actually have a comeback going on here. Let me turn the game back up. And then lo and behold, this joker Carlisle takes them out when they're just getting warmed up. He'd already given up and puts the starters back in, and they struggle, and the game is over. I was like, this joker has got to go. It's just stupid. It's stupid, man. And this guy, Rick Carlisle, man, he's got to go. He has got to go. I'm sorry. Unless, this is with Mark Cuban and they're all some kind of crazy scheme, but who knows what they're doing. But if that's not the case, and he's just doing this on his own, man, he's got to go. He's got to go. They're not building no culture, no mindset. No, they're not doing any of that. They're just changing stuff on the fly from game to game. You start Salah Mejri because you want to have some more size in there and move Kleber back to his, power forward position where he was thriving in that position. Cool, no problem. Why did you move Jalen Brunson out? Why did you do that? I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. It doesn't make sense. Move Dorian Finney-Smith back to the bench. Move him back to the bench. He was thriving coming off the bench. Just give him more minutes. Just give him more minutes off the bench. But he's okay as a starter, but just not yet. He's not good enough yet for them to consistently run games and run offense through him yet. Let him prove himself a little bit more coming off the bench. Just give him more minutes off the bench. Doesn't make any sense. I don't understand this. You need another guard in there who's more focused on getting everybody else involved. You don't really want Luka running the point guard position. It tires him out unless unless that's going to be his main focus. I'm not trying to score 30 a game. I'm not trying to do a bunch of offensive moves going one-on-one, because that stops the motion, the movement of everybody else on the court. That's great for him to have a guy like that to close out games and to be the focal point of the offense. But you don't want him really bringing the ball down every single time, because then everybody else who depends on the system and the offense, for them to be productive, they struggle and they suffer, and then he gets upset because they're not as awesome as he is. Hey, everybody's not you. Everybody doesn't play like that. Sometimes there's some Kyle Korvers, okay? Sometimes there's some JJ Redicks. I mean, JJ Redick isn't going to go one-on-one and just shake his man or anything like that, but he can be productive in a system as long as you run that system. That's what I'm saying. So it's better. That's why it's okay. Not better, but it's actually it is. It's a little bit better having Jalen Brunson in there, so he can run more of the point guard duties. And then Luka Doncic can come off screens, get open. Every time I was watching this game, every time they ran a play, he came off a screen or something, he caught the ball on the move. They can't stop him. He's too big and too strong and too skilled. Okay, for them to be able to stop him on the move. It's easy to guard somebody one-on-one, especially if you're quicker than they are. It's like, I just stay in front of you. That's why he gets so many step backs, because he has trouble getting around his defender, because he doesn't have elite athleticism, and he plays right into their hands. It's like, oh man, I'm just going to get and step back, and that's great. But like I said before, when you have lesser players on the team, they're going to eventually turn around and start watching. And if those shots are going in, oh man, that's great. You can hang around for a little bit, but eventually you're gonna go cold, or they're gonna do like Miami did. They're gonna start double teaming. They're gonna start double teaming to get the ball out of his hands. Then everybody else is like, hey, I can't do what you do. I gotta run the system. And it's like, oh, and they struggle and they lose those big games. And everybody's frustrated all around.
In what is likely Dwyane Wade's last trip to American Airlines Center, he gets to see the future front up. Look at that pass! Yes, if you're going to run point, you got to make passes like that all the time. You got to be a pass-first guard. But, he can still get buckets from time to time. You got to keep them honest, and you got to get that respect from them boys so they don't clog up the lane. Look at this. Oh, that's actually good defense. Way to push the ball, Dorian Finney-Smith. Oh, he pulls up on the drive. Oh, good pass. What? Oh, wet. He didn't even step back on that time. He was wide open. See, when you have somebody else on the floor who can create, he said, I like this new guy, but this old guy's got something a little bit too. Going with the classic off the backboard. He says, Dwyane Wade and Dirk with the sidestep. Trey from number Trey. Dwyane Wade. Oh, look, we on the break. Oh, pushing it up. Oh, throw it up. He still got some hops left. Way to make that adjustment. Good layup from the Flash to Wade. Oh, yeah, but Luka, he said the time is now. Oh, sidestep. Good bounce. Good roll. When you got that shooter's touch, go, you know what this is. It's one-on-one. That's step back. Where? You know what that is. That's what the Maverick fans paid to come see. But he said, let me go and teach this young fella how to go down into the post. Everybody wants to shoot threes all the time. Dwyane Wade's not playing. He said he still got some magic left. Pump fake. Wet with a turnaround jumper, just like old times. He said, oh no, you know what this is? Oh, good drive. Oh, he caught Dorian Finney-Smith. He was napping at the top of the key. That's why he's clapping. He's like, oh my God, I shouldn't have turned my head. That's what you gotta have. You gotta have people moving in. Oh, wait, the snake around the pick, and then a nice little floater. Oh no, Dwyane Wade's putting on a clinic right here. This is how you move without the ball. This is how you shoot mid-range jumpers. He is killing these boys. Oh man, look at it, he's wide open. He said, with the crossover and the floater in the lane. Justin Jackson got him a little taste of that. Dwyane Wade was doing the damn thing during this game. It was terrible to say, oh my God, what a fantastic block on Brokoff. Even though Brokoff was in the game and they were coming back, and this stupid old Carlisle took him out.
Dwyane Wade, shout outs to you, man. He came out there and he was balling out, had like 20 points. He was making clutch plays. Man, he was looking feisty. He was looking like he was like 32. I see he looked like he was about 32 years old, something like 36, 37, however old he is right now. But man, he had an excellent game. Dirk hit a few shots, but like I said, it runs out. You're on adrenaline, and you're like, yeah, you're knocking down shots, but he can't move. Can't move on defense, and all you do is just sit out there. That's why he shot a couple of air balls later on. I mean, he just doesn't have the gas in the tank to be going more than like 10 minutes. You know, if he's hitting, great. If he's not hitting, great. Still, 10 minutes only. That should be the limit, the max for this guy. I mean, but other than that, like I said, but later on in the third quarter, oh man, it's just. Man, this was a bad game for Luka Doncic because I mean, Dirk shot like 34%, but Luka, like I said, hey man, if you're gonna have a bunch of turnovers, he had like 6 of them things. You're gonna have a bunch of turnovers. I mean, hey, you need to shoot a high percentage. He had 6 turnovers, and it wasn't a 3-to-1 ratio. It wasn't a 2-to-1 ratio. He had like 9 assists. That's not enough for 6 turnovers. That's not enough. You gotta have at least 12 assists for that to have an okay game. And then if you're gonna have a bunch of turnovers, like 6, you need to have a high shooting percentage. I mean, I'm talking about like 48% overall. Man, he shot like 31%. 31% from the field. You can't keep changing the lineups and then this guy just going one-on-one. It doesn't work. And it's all Rick Carlisle's fault. It is. You've got to go in there with a structure, some system, you know, to rein this guy in a little bit so you can harness his abilities. Don't just let him go out there and just, hey man, just do what you do. Do what you do. What are you getting paid for? Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. We shouldn't have to have Luka Magic all the time. Why are y'all putting the team in this position where he's got to save the team and win at the buzzer beater every single time? Can we win some just games convincingly? Can we win some games by 12, 13, 14, 15 points and lead all the way through and be in total control? What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that at all. It doesn't make any sense, but you got to have consistent coaching for that. But other than that, I mean, like I said, Luka had some nice highlights, and it was all right. I mean, he made his way. He grinded his way out through that game, but it was definitely a bad game, you know, by his standards or by any superstar standards. And like I said, the coach did him no favors. Carlisle did him no favors. And by changing up the lineups, they brought in Salah Mejri. He started and then only played 8 minutes and didn't come back in the game. That was just absurd. I can't even. That doesn't make any sense at all. It just throws off the road. No one knows when they're coming in. I'm hot, cold. It's just ridiculous, and they need to do something about that. But what you can do about it is make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you're alerted every time there's a brand new video. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on my 2 Twitter handles. I make sure to respond to all your comments and your tweets. And if you want to support the channel financially, just go ahead and send $1 to the Cash App. The link is in the description box right underneath the title of the video. I'm Iron Man from the music group The Lottery, Showtime Records. Holla.